oh my God, it tastes like an Oreo.
I have to completely disagree. I absolutely love this bar. This is my favourite.
Oh, am I eating a brick?
You can eat that and it feels like eating a chocolate bar.
I had this with a cup of tea and it just is an absolute treat.
It's not good. It is not a good protein bar.
I wouldn't recommend.
What up, Rebels? Welcome back to Rebel Reviews. My name's Alice. I'm one of your trainers and I'm joined here by the very glamorous Meg, one of our members at One Rebel. Today, team, we're going to be reviewing 6 of your favourite protein bars. So let's just get straight into it.
First up, we have the Grenade White Choc Oreo, and I've been a big fan of Grenade for ages. I feel like all their flavours are pretty amazing, but this one did actually blow my mind. So before this, birthday cake was my favourite.
Birthday cake's good.
I am a sweet tooth kind of gal, but this, like, as soon as you take a bite in, it looks like an Oreo. So I was like, okay, let's see if it's like not too artificial. Oh my God, it tastes like an Oreo, and the white chocolate on top as well. What really surprised me is not only the protein amount, and that's 20 grams, there's like literally no sugar in it, which is just so great because you're getting that sweet treat, getting that, I don't know, it keeps you going in the afternoon with a cup of tea, but like, it's not any sugar, so.
Yeah, it is exactly that. It does actually taste like Oreo, which I think loads of protein bars say, oh, cookies and cream. Doesn't taste like cookies at all, it tastes like cereal. But the one thing I'll say about this, the satiation's decent. I think if I was really hungry and I had this, it'd give me a good hour's window until I start getting proper cranky. So Meg, out of 10, what would you say the taste was?
I'd say 9.5.
I gave it a 9.5 as well for taste.
Yeah.
Satiation?
Oh, 9.
9. Yeah. Okay.
Just strong.
Strong 9. I'd probably say, yeah, an 8 to a 9. Texture, not gonna lie, kind of let me down a little bit. I don't hate it, but you know you're eating a protein bar. It's very chewy, isn't it?
The chewiness did get me a bit, but I feel like all protein bars are quite chewy. But one thing I did like with this is that it's not too grainy. Sometimes with other protein bars, you're like, oh, there's the protein because I can like taste it like sand. Whereas this wasn't too bad, but yeah, if you're not expecting the chewiness, then you are ripping it.
Yeah, it's like it's a jaw biter. You know, you're really getting down on that jaw. But it's not terrible. I'd say for me, the texture was about a 6 to a 7 out of 10.
I'd agree with you there.
Would you buy this regularly?
I think I would. I mean, the price is like $2.85, so it's on the higher end. So if it was on offer, I definitely would.
Okay.
But if I was really hungry, like I know I'm getting a good bar, so I probably would treat myself.
I mean, same. I'm not going to lie. I buy this multiple times a week. So yeah, yes, I would.
Next up, we've got the Barebells cookies and cream. So I was actually a bit disappointed with this. I'm not going to lie. And I normally love Barebells. I'm such a huge like fan. Like their salty peanut, caramel cashew. But this, I don't know if I was expecting like too much biscuit because I took a bite into it and I was like, okay, let's wait for the taste. And it just tasted like milk. And with the texture as well, it's a bit like nougaty, a bit like a Mars bar or like a milky bar, milky style, whatever they're called. And I just wasn't getting that biscuit taste. I was a bit like, meh.
I have to completely disagree. I absolutely love this bar. This is my favourite. The reason why I like this, the texture is like having a chocolate bar. You bite into it and it's super soft. It's easy to eat. I would agree with you there that I wouldn't call it cookies and cream. I'd call it more Milky Bar. Yeah. Or Milky Way. Yeah. It's like, it's more nuggety. So I personally loved it. Taste-wise.
I think just because I was expecting cookies and cream and it says that on the front, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I know it's harsh, but there was no biscuits. But if it was called a Milky Bar, I'd be all over it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I understand your point there. I'll meet you at a 6.
I'm not the highest.
Because I like the flavour.
The chocolate is good on the outside. I don't know, that surprised me. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I mean, I like the flavour a lot, but I will meet you at a 6 because it doesn't taste like cookies and cream. It tastes like Milky Way.
How did you find the texture? So you said it's quite soft.
Loved the texture. You can eat that and it feels like eating a chocolate bar. I think.
Very soft.
And you don't get grainy.
No, you don't get grainy, and it wasn't as chewy as some of the other ones, which is really good.
Yeah, not chewy at all. So if you've got sensitive jaw, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Or if you're in a rush and you need to scoff, you can get it down. Out of 10, what would you give the texture?
Texture is a 9.5.
Really strong.
Yeah, I really like it.
I thought I should up mine. Okay, I'll say an 8.
Okay.
I'm just being harsh with this bar.
Satiation though.
Ooh. Did keep me going.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll say an 8.
Oh, that's a strong number.
Yeah.
I feel like I can inhale this and it doesn't really fill me up because it's very light and like whipped.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for satiation. It's not very dense, but it's lovely.
So protein-wise, this is actually pretty good again. So it's 20 grams, quite low sugar, and it is quite filling. So it ticks those boxes, I'd say. And like for the price as well, it's about $2.60.
I think it would only fill me up for a little amount of time, not so much.
Yeah, I think I'd have it maybe like an hour or 40 minutes before a workout just to get that baseline energy to keep me going.
I have to have my protein bars after a workout, I'm not gonna lie.
So would you get this again? Would you use it?
Again, it's one that I buy most weeks. Yeah, it's really nice. It's one of my favourites. Absolutely, I love it.
I think I would continue getting Barebells, but not this flavour. I think I was expecting something a little different to what I tasted. Next up, we actually have a vegan one. So this is the Smart Plant High Protein Low Sugar Vanilla Fudge Bar. I thought the packaging was really cute. I was like, oh, it's lilac. This is like pastel, lovely.
Favourite colour.
Took a bite and I was like, oh God, no. But I was like, oh, maybe it's me. I'll take another bite. No, the texture for this in particular was just all off me. It says fudge, so in my head I'm expecting something quite sweet, chewy, a bit like the Cadbury's bar, but it just wasn't that. Like, it was chewy, but it was just so grainy.
It's so grainy.
I was like, is there salt in this? Like, it was just...
It's not good. It is not a good protein bar.
I wouldn't recommend. Like, I'm really sorry to them, because there is a really good amount of protein. So there's 21 grams, and there is, when they say there's no sugar, there is literally none. There's like 1 gram in this whole bar, which is honestly brilliant. But it's a shame, because I feel like for vegans, there are more options.
There are better options, for sure.
This is not this is not it. And then how full did it keep you?
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't finish the bar. I really didn't like it. You know you're eating a protein bar, it's that grainy. So yeah, I can't say it satiated me because I didn't eat it.
Yeah, I did finish it, but it didn't really fill me. And I think because I was looking for more flavour and something that was actually tasty, I did have a snack quite soon after to get rid of what I had in my mouth.
I think there's better options for vegans.
Yeah, and it's £2.50 as well, so it's not actually the cheapest one. So I'd say maybe hold off if you are looking for this and you pass it in a shop.
Get yourself some nuts.
Yeah, something else.
Out of 10 for taste, where would you put it?
2.
I might give it a 3, just because I feel like there is a little layer of almost like a caramelly, fudgy bit, but honestly the taste is not good.
No, I mean, it doesn't really look like the picture they got there. It makes up there's way more texture and like gooiness inside, and
there's no
unfortunately it's not there.
No,
and the texture's a bit enough, so I'd say that's also a 2.
Texture's a 2. I would say texture's a 2 as well. And then satiation.
Keep it consistent at 2.
2. It's a 2. The bar is a 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, PhD. Do better. Would absolutely not buy this.
No, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't recommend to a friend. I think even if I was starving, like to your point, I'd get nuts.
I'd go buy some nuts and an apple.
Yeah. I was very excited to try this because like
the PE bar.
Yeah, choc orange flavour.
Choc orange.
So immediately inviting packaging. It's really colourful, and I'm a Jaffa cake and terry chocolate orange kind of gal. So I saw this and I was like, let's open up this bad boy.
Me too.
Took a bite. Oh my word, did it taste like terry chocolate orange? And it was just fantastic the whole way through. The chocolate as well on the outside I found to be really good.
Yeah, it's like, really nice.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, sometimes you can feel that it's meant to be chocolate but doesn't really taste it. This really did. It's got really low calories as well, which made me very happy. And 21 grams of protein, so ticking a lot of boxes. But how did you find the texture?
I really liked it. So the texture, you bite in, it's firm, and then when you go in, there's a few layers.
Yeah.
So there's almost like a slightly hard crispy layer, there's like a fudgy caramelly layer, and then you get the top film, which is orange under the chocolate. So it is a bit like having a chocolate orange bar, exactly like that. The texture I'd probably say is maybe an 8.5. Yeah. It's like a really good texture. What about you? Yeah,
I'd say the same. Like I really enjoyed like the little orangey bit. I suppose it was kind of like a Jaffa cake.
Yeah.
In that sense, and that was just really nice, and it softened up the texture below, which is a bit tougher. Like it was a bit chewy, but it wasn't a jaw breaker compared to the others. And like I had this with a cup of tea, and it just was an absolute treat.
Yeah, it's really good.
So flavour, what would you rate that? Because this is one of the strongest ones.
Flavour, I have to remember that I'm comparing it against the others. I'm going to give it an 8.5, maybe a 9. The only reason why I'm taking 1 point off is because not everybody likes chocolate orange.
True. I'm going to give it a 9 with the pre-warning that like if you don't like oranges or chocolate orange, then this is definitely not for you. But if you do, then you'll absolutely love.
And satiation?
I found this to be quite filling.
Yeah, me too.
I'd say about an 8.5. It kept me going for a good while.
And like we were saying, it's 193 calories. So if you are tracking macros, the average protein bar we were saying I think is like 230 to 280. So this is definitely one of the lower ones.
And I think the price is quite cheap for this one. It's like 180, 190. So
that's
if
really
you're on
good.
the go and you are looking for a snack, then this is a good cheap one.
Get in.
Keep you going.
I would probably say as well, because I don't think that this brand is as viral as the others. If you're going to buy bulk, buy them soon, because they're probably
going to blow up, I think, for that price and that flavour.
So general out of 10?
I'm going to say 9.5.
Oh, she went high.
I went really high. This was, for me, was like similar to Grenade in terms of like the flavour.
Okay.
And the texture was a bit nicer because of that orangey bit at the top, so it wasn't too tiresome on the jaw.
Okay.
What about you?
I would say the Grenades and the Barebells are quite top for me, so I'd call it an 8.5. It's very, very good. You know, there's room for improvement, but only a little. It's really good. Next up on the list, we've got the Fulfill Chocolate Salted Caramel Protein Bar. This one is 20 grams of protein, and apparently it has 9 of your essential minerals and vitamins in it.
That's not too bad. It's quite nutritional.
Just a nice little bonus. What did you think about this?
So I really liked it. I think salted caramel works quite well for a protein flavour. That is normally my go-to, and I thought, yeah, it worked really well. And there's a little bit of caramel at the top. I like the crunchy bits on the top as well, and it's quite soft. It wasn't too bad from a
it's good on
texture, bitey kind of thing. What about you?
I loved it. I love this flavour. I was saying just now how they've kind of introduced this into the market for probably about 5 years now, and I feel like they've got it right. It's got a crispy, crunchy layer at the top, isn't it, of like almost Cocoa Pops kind of vibes. Then you've got a layer of caramel,
a bit gooey.
Then you've got like nugget, and then like a slightly harder base. I absolutely loved it. Texture-wise,
really like this texture. I found it to be quite soft.
Yeah, it's quite soft.
Easily get through it, which is both dangerous and great, because then I'm like, oh no, it's over, and I could eat another.
That's the only thing. I inhale these. Similar to the Barebells, they just
got in 2 bites.
Flavour, out of 10.
I'd give this a 9. I'd say it lives up to, like, it is chocolatey, it is caramelly, just a delight to eat, really. So yeah, a 9.
I think I gave this a 9.5. I think this is my favourite flavour out of all of them. They've just nailed it. I like the salty bit on top. Texture?
Again, really high 9, just because it is quite soft, and there's just a few little parts to it, so you're getting that crunch, but it's also quite soft.
Same.
Yeah.
9 or 9.5, like really good. You get lots of dynamic textures. And then satiation.
A lot lower. Maybe like a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
It just didn't really touch the sides like the other ones do. And I don't know if that's to do with like the light texture, because it is quite fluffy and airy, which is a good thing. But if you are looking to be filled up, I'm not sure
it's not going to fill you up.
Pick this up on the go.
I'm wondering though if that's because it's light. They're the same mass as the other protein bars, but if you get the ones that are a bit more grainy, they're denser, they'll fill you up, but they won't taste as good. So I don't know if it's like a trade-off, but I would also say a 4 or a 5 for satiation. You'll eat this, you'll be hungry in about 20 minutes, but it tastes so good.
Would you buy again? Because this is more on the expensive side. Like, you can find them on offer quite a lot, which is obviously good, but
I think we were saying like if the minis come in a meal deal, then maybe, but it's because they don't fill me up. It kind of feels a bit pointless. They taste amazing, but for 20 grams of protein, but you've got 200 calories, which we were just saying is like a really large snack, it's not really going to fill you up for 200 calories. But that's if you're tracking and if you're engaging with macros. If you're not, who cares?
Would we get again?
I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. I wouldn't personally buy this myself.
I think I'd choose to get my protein hit maybe another way.
Yeah, I think a shake would fill me up more.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got the Optimum Nutrition Chocolate Brownie Crunch with no added sugar. We've got 20 grams of protein. Meg, what did you think?
I've not heard of this brand before, so I was like quite open to trying something new, and I was excited to see that it was like a brownie crunch. In my head I'm expecting sort of like the softness of a brownie, like perhaps a bit gooey. That might be asking too much of a bar, but then some crunch somewhere. I struggled to get my teeth into it, to be honest. I was like, oh, am I eating a brick? And then I found myself chewing so much on that first bite. I only got through half of it. Didn't find it that chocolatey either, which maybe is why it's like such low sugar, but wasn't a fan. How did you find it?
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, in my opinion, it's not a protein bar. This is a crunch bar. This is a completely different product to what we've been looking at. It is 90% crunch. It's very hard, very crunchy. Second of all, you know when you're in school and you're baking a chocolate cake and you're using like raw cocoa, however you say it, and it tastes a little bit burnt all the time. That's what it tastes like. It doesn't really taste like chocolate.
No.
It tastes
a bit bitter.
Very bitter. Yeah. It just wasn't the product I was expecting at all.
I'm not sure how you'd even market it to like accurately give someone an idea of like what they're going to be chewing on, but it's unfortunately not that.
It's not, I don't think it's a protein bar. It's a very hard, crunchy bar. What's interesting about this brand is that they actually have the most incredible other products.
Oh, do they?
Like some of their protein bars are so soft and gooey, big competitors to these bad boys.
Oh, interesting.
This one is not it. It's not it. It hasn't hit right. So that being said, texture.
I'd say 1. I really didn't like this texture. It's honestly a brick is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it kind of resembles one of those like nature bars that has kind of been pressed.
Yeah, it is quite tall as well, so it's like double one of those nature bars. So you've got to
struggling
to put your teeth in.
I'd say like a 1 or a 2 for texture. Taste.
It was a bit, to your point, a bit bitter. It's not as chocolatey as you think. Maybe a 4.
I would say 3 or 4. I personally wouldn't enjoy eating the whole thing. And then satiation.
Well, I mean, I only got halfway through, and like because it's dense, it did fill me. So I feel like on that front, if you were looking for something that was like reasonably healthy, has a protein, you don't mind a hard texture, then yeah, this would actually really fill you up.
Agreed.
So maybe like a 7 or 8 for that.
I think it would really fill you up because it's dense and it's, heavy. Maybe if you're doing like long walks or you're hiking, maybe this is a good bar for you. I don't know. If you're not too bothered about flavour, you just want to feel
need some fuel, then
up.
This absolutely takes that box.
So maybe a 9 for satiation.
Well, there we are. It's got 1 positive.
Would I enjoy eating it?
No,
probably not. It's a no from us on the chocolate brownie crunch. And then price-wise,
it's on the higher end, which is a real shame. So it's $2.75. I wouldn't recommend on that front. I wouldn't personally be buying again, but I might try one of their other flavours.
Honestly, the other flavours are really good. I think it's the salted caramel.
Nice.
It's so good.
So top 2, what is your pick out of the bunch?
Okay, so my pick is the PE bar, and it's the chocolate orange flavour. She was an underdog, and we absolutely loved her, didn't we?
Yeah, we do. And because she's cheap as well, like you can't really go wrong with a cheap, tasty protein bar.
I'm excited to see what this brand does moving forward.
I'm going to go for the OG grenade. I mean, it is sweet. It kept me full for quite a while. Really enjoyed the texture. So
they know what they're doing.
My #1 spot.
So we're going to list all of the protein bars in the caption below. Please do remember to get as much protein as you can from natural sources. These are just supplements to add to your diet if you need them. And that's everything from me and Megs.
Thank you.